Are you a parent of a teenager or your children are about entering the teenage years and you are afraid just because of the things that are going on around? You even want to homeschool your children. If possible, you don't want them to step out. If possible, you don't want them to leave your presence, which is not possible because you cannot be with these children 24 hours of the day. Are you like Becky in the book The Five Love Languages of Teenagers? By the way, my name is Adebayo Abiodun and I'm a teens and adolescent coach, also a financial advisor. In my recent post, I talked about the review of the book called The Five Love Languages of Teenagers, written by Dr. Gary Chapman. Now, let me continue with the story of Becky. Becky had an 11-year-old child and a 12-year-old child who are becoming teenagers gradually. But she was afraid because she has read so many things in the dailies. She has seen so many movies and a lot of news going on out there. She was even of the opinion that all teenagers are into drugs. Some of them are into prostitution. Some of them are into masturbation. Like, she was so afraid that she even wants to homeschool her children, and she brought her concerns to Dr. Gary Chapman. He told her that the recent research shows that not all teenagers are bad. Not all teenagers are bad children. Not all teenagers are behaving irrationally, because there is always solution, and that is what this book is trying to make us see, that a child that is loved, that knows that the parent loves them genuinely and they are showing it genuinely, will do better. In fact, whatever negativity they are receiving outside does not affect them. There is something we call emotional love tank. If a parent can try to fill the emotional love tank of a teenager, then there is little or no problem. If a teenager feels accepted, connected, nurtured by the parents, then there is no issue. So in this book, in this chapter 2, we'll be looking at all the things that we can do to fill the emotional love tank of our children. I'm sure as parents, we want to have good relationship with our children. And also, this is what our teenagers also want. Follow me as we go into chapter 2 fully. So, as I was saying, we must understand that the emotional love tank of our teenagers must be filled for them to feel accepted, nurtured, and connected to the parents. When you are able to fulfill these three, you will enjoy your teenagers. This is not to excuse the behavior, some of the bad behaviors of the teenagers, but we are just trying to see ways by which we can get more connected to our teenagers. And there are some needs of the teenagers that we must understand to help us. Number one is the teen's need for connection. The child wants to connect with the parents. You know, sometimes some parents are available and they are still not available. A parent and a child can be in the same space, but they may not be in talking terms. They may not talk, they may not do things together. They may even be watching the TV together, but they are not relating in any way. So there is a way we can help our children feel connected to us. They want the presence of their parents. However, some parents are not available due to maybe divorce, work schedule, and everything like that. I was talking to like a friend about the need for the son. So I was coaching the son, and the child said he needs the parents' presence. So I was telling her, you just have to create time. Any opportunity you have, you need to create time to be with this child, because the primary love language of that particular child is quality time, which is the most difficult out of all the five love languages. So as I was saying, as a family, like from a research, 71% of teenagers agrees that they have even just one, even if it's one time meal, a family meal with their family members, which is what you can also imbibe in your daily activities. We can have one meal time with our children whereby everybody will discuss. So this is how it will go. Each member of the family will discuss how will discuss how their day went on that day. While the person is talking, every other person is silent to listen to what the person is saying. And until the person solicits for advice, we don't need to talk, we don't need to get distracted. So each family member says whatever they went through on that day. This helps connection. In fact, it makes the teenagers to always look forward to that meal time, especially when it's in the evening, or even if it's in the morning. You can do it like in the morning. They can discuss what they went through the previous day, but I feel the night is better if we can work it out. Whatever works for us, let's just make sure that as much as possible we have one meal together every day, and it's not as if everybody will just be eating and nobody is talking to each other. So this, by this way, we can make connection in the family possible. Another need of a teenager is the need for acceptance. They need your acceptance, they don't need our rejection. Bob was telling Dr. Gary Chapman that I love my teenager, but I don't like the behavior. The behavior of my children pisses me off, and it makes it feel as if I'm rejecting them. So when a child, the opposite of acceptance is rejection. When a child feels that he's being rejected, in fact, from research, a violent child is a child that is being rejected. Rejection can make a child lose their self-esteem. It can make them turn violent. It doesn't make them complete. So even while correcting them, we must still make them feel accepted. And this is what we call unconditional love. Dr. Gary Chapman made an example of God loving us unconditionally. Despite all our sins, yes, God still calls us back. So this is what we should do to our teenagers. Even when they behave wrongly, there is a way we can correct them and they will still feel accepted. We may not like the behavior, but that does not mean that you should reject the child totally. So at every point in time, we should not make our children feel they are being rejected. We should accept them in love, correct them in love, apply what they call unconditional love. With this, you are feeling the emotional, you are feeling the emotional tank of your children. Another desire or need of its teenager is the need to be nurtured, is the desire to be nurtured. They want to be nurtured. And you know, the opposite of being nurtured is abuse, shouting at them, beating them, and doing all kinds of things. Like I said, all we are saying is not to excuse their behavior. Sometimes you may even have to shout, but it shouldn't now be your habit. It shouldn't now be something you do every day. When a child feels abused, they go outside there to get love, and they may get it from the wrong person. So, and nobody, even human, even we as adults, we don't want to be in a place where we are being abused constantly, where we are not being appreciated. You know, we nurture plants, so we need to nurture our children. If we don't nurture the plants in our environment, they won't grow well. We also need to nurture our children. A child nurtured that feels nurtured will turn out better in life. And who is your nearest neighbor? Your nearest neighbor is your teenager. You need to nurture them. You need to make them feel accepted. You need to make them feel connected and nurtured. You need to understand what is in filling the emotional love tank of your children. Even Jesus Christ said in the Bible that love is the greatest thing. Love God and love your neighbor. So good things thrive in the presence of love. A child that is being abused will not be motivated, they will not be they will not be ambitious, and they will not have empathy. They will not have empathy towards others. If we as parents need to get help, we should get it. Maybe you are continuing the pattern of parenting that you went through when you were young, the pattern of how your parents parented you. Maybe it has damaged you. We have a lot of damaged adults due to abuse that they went through when they were young. So we need to get help. There are mentors outside there that can help. There are books we can read. There are coaches you can speak with. Don't pass that pain to that child. Don't pass the pain to your child. Seek help when you need to. And some children feel alone. All my life, I felt alone. That's what is in the mind of some children. There was a 16-year-old teenager that killed the mother, killed 3 of his classmates, and also injured like 7. When he was asked, why did you do this? He said because he felt abandoned, he felt alone, and he met some older adults who took advantage of his innocence, and they introduced him to bad gang, to drugs, and to so many things. So if we don't love our children the way we need to love them, we don't nurture them, you don't get them connected, you don't make them feel accepted the way it should be, you found out that at the end of the day they will fall into wrong hands, and we don't want that. We don't want that to happen. I heard a story from Muhammad Katani when he was talking about power of words. He said that one of his friends, that it was painful that the friend died. Why? Because the father has never said anything good to him, and there was a day he achieved a very great feat. All he wanted the father to say was that you have done well. But when he called the father to share his progress with the father, do you know what the father said? He said he doesn't have time now, he's very busy. And that guy killed himself. We don't want our children to be in that space. So I will see you in my next video. In the next video, we'll be going into chapter 3, and we'll be examining the 5 love languages, one after the other. Till then, be good. See you soon. Thank you.